Hi and welcome back. So let's do another final review problem. Let's take the function, excuse me, sorry, y is equal to 3 plus e to the 3x, and then all of that. Actually, you know what? I am going to write this. Sorry, I'm changing my mind just now. I'm going to write this. So 3 plus e to the 3x, and we're going to take, sorry, let me move that so you can see it, and we're going to take the cube root. We're going to take the cube root of 3 plus e raised to the 3x. So there's the problem if you want to pause the video and try to work it out. So now, what's the first thing that you think we should do? Well, I'm just going to, the first thing I would do in a situation like this is I would rewrite the problem. Just instead of saying we're taking the cube root, and you could probably see I started writing the problem this way when I first started, that I would write this as 3 plus e to the 3x raised to the 1/3 power. So that's the same thing as taking the cube root, is raising something to the 1/3 power, right? So now it's in a form where we can start taking the derivative, and it's really a pretty straightforward chain rule example, except it's more the chain rule within the chain rule. So we'll have one chain rule example for our e to the 3x, and then we'll have another chain rule example for this whole expression raised to the 1/3 power, right? So let's actually start working on the first one there, e to the 3x. So e raised to the 3x. If we apply the chain rule to that, we take the derivative of our inside function times the derivative of the outside with respect to the inside function, right? And so you've probably done this enough times with e raised to some power, or raised to some coefficient in front of x, where you can probably see that all we're going to do is we just take the derivative of whatever we're raising e to, which is 3x. So what's the derivative of 3x? And actually, you know what? I'm going to, one sec, I'll just say y prime. What's the derivative? What's the derivative of 3x? Well, it's just 3. It's just 3, right? And then we multiply that times the derivative of the outside function with respect to the inside. So if we're raising e, if our outside function is raising e to something, what is the derivative of that raising e to something with respect to whatever that something is? Sorry, I know I might be talking a little bit in confusing terms, but hopefully this is review. And hopefully you can also see that whenever we raise e to I guess some variable that we're taking the derivative of, so e raised to the x, its derivative is just going to be e to the x, right? So if we take the derivative of e to the 3x with respect to 3x, then that derivative is just going to be e raised to the 3x. So that's going to be this green part that I underlined right here. So that's going to be this first part of the expression. Now let's deal with the next part. So we've got this other part out here, this this 3 plus e raised to the 3x raised to the 1/3 power. So what would that be? Well, that we just figure out. We already figured out what our derivative was, and that's actually the derivative of this entire inside expression, right? Because we've already, 3 is just a constant, so we don't have to worry about, the derivative of any constant is just going to be 0. So you could say that we've figured out the derivative of the entire inside of this expression. So now we just have to take the derivative of the outside with respect to the inside. So all we do, so this is the derivative of the inside of the expression that we've got. And all we have to do is take the derivative of the outside. So 1/3, our exponent becomes our new coefficient. So we have 1/3 times everything on the inside times 3 plus e to the 3x. And what's 1 1/3 minus 1? We decrement the exponent by 1. Well, it would be 3 plus e to the 3x to the minus 2/3, right? So that's that's pretty much it. We're basically done, and we can just do some simplification. And I'll just do that real quick. This 1/3 is going to cancel with this 3. So we'll say that y prime, and I'll just rewrite this where we have e to the 3x. And what can we do because we've got 3 plus e to the 3x raised to the minus 2/3? Well, I can write this as a fraction, right? And I can put this as the denominator of our fraction and just write it as 3 plus e to the 3x raised to the positive 2/3, right? So 3 plus e to the 3x, and then all of that raised to the positive 2/3. And then that's really our final answer. So anyway, that's it for this video. Hopefully you found that useful, and I'll see you in a future video.